Listen, child, Potomac got it going on to the point where they done gave us 76 minutes. Need I say any more? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Potomac. It's season 6, episode 2. As I said, they gave us 76 minutes on episode 2. Potomac got it going on. I'm enjoying myself. Baby, it's a mess. That Mia, child Mia, girl, you got some mess with you. We see you and we welcome you. Welcome, Miss Mia. Welcome. Welcome, girl. I don't think you tell the truth all the time, sis. But we're going to roll with you, but I don't think you tell the truth all the time. Oh, but you rags. Oh, do you rag? Oh, child, we're going to get to it. But Miss Wendy ain't got it for you, Mia. Nope. Wendy ain't got it for you at all. And Ashley ain't got you to do too much either. I think Ashley is upset that she's pregnant and she can't swing with you right now. But yeah, girl, you interesting. You're a perfect fit. Perfect fit. Karen is having fun. Karen's having fun and living her best life in this realm right now. Robin, you're in danger. I don't think you know it, but girl. Anyway, let's go on and talk about the show. Let's go. So, Wendy actually did admit to having her butt done. So that's cool. You know, we're finishing up the party over Wendy's house. She admitted to having her butt done, everything like that. Karen ended up claiming that the issue with her and Gizelle stemmed from when Gizelle, she did a confessional where Ray had, do y'all remember when Ray had the conversation with her and he told her, you know, you are beautiful. You are a beautiful woman, but looks fade. And, you know, you got to have everything in order and do all what you got to do, you know, leading up to that because looks do fade at a point. And she's like, oh no, these looks will never fade. And she basically said, you know, Ray won't live long enough to see my looks fade, you know. And it was very wink wink nudge nudge. Karen put 20 on 10 and gave, girl, she was wishing death on my husband. Karen, you put 20 on 10. That don't even sound good. So you're saying basically what you're saying is that she wants Ray to hurry up and die. She said that Ray won't live long enough to see her looks fade. Which means, girl, I'm going to be bad to the bone for a very long time. That means that she needs Ray to live as long as possible for her to keep looking like she's looking. Because if Ray told her your looks will fade, she say he won't live long enough to see my looks fade. If he died tomorrow, then she could be looking like shit on Wednesday. Make it make sense, sis. You put 20 on 10. You just wanted to be mad. And you had to find a reason for your vitriol. And, okay. Whatever. Anyway, so when the party is ending, we get the sense that Mia actually likes Gizelle. Because she said, I think Giselle's a good person, blah, 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 blah. So she likes Gizelle. And when they were getting ready to leave, she asked her, you know, let's exchange phone numbers and stuff. She gave her a phone number and all that. I said, oh, okay. And I was wondering, I said, you know Karen Petty, so I wonder if Karen will be upset about that. And then I noticed they rode over together, but they rode out separately. But I get that. Maybe I get it. I don't know. But anyway, you know how Karen is. Anyhow, but Karen seems not to be too bothered. Not too bothered. But anyway, let's go over Mia's house. We go over to Mia's house, and I look at Miss Mia. Miss Mia, you've had a lot of work in your face. I was looking, and it's a lot of work. A lot of work. I mean, to the point where I'm looking at Mia, and I got trans woman. Not that she looks like a man or anything like that. She doesn't look like a man, but she has a lot of work done. She has a lot of work. She could stand in a line of trans women and just literally blend. Now, I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back in the cheap seats that'll say, huh? Keep in mind, I know some bad trans bitches. You understand? Bad trans bitches. I ain't talking about no rocks, bricks, and cement blocks. I know some bad bitches that's trans, okay? But I know trans from biological at a glance, okay? Remember, I've been doing this a very long time. I've been around a very long time. I know trans from biological, okay? And Miss Mia has a look. She's been worked on, and she said nice work done, but she's been worked on, okay? She's been on the table enough times to the point where she could stand in a line of my sisters and blend. Now, I said what I said. Anyway, no shade, but shade. Moving on. She has 2 children by her husband, and she has 1 little boy. That's the oldest boy. I think he's 13. Yeah, I think he was 13. And the other one's a little younger from a previous marriage. Okay? Remember, she ain't but 36. Okay? You on your second marriage already. I said, come on, girl. Now, the husband, his name is Gordon. Gordon. And you like Gordon. Gordon, I look at Gordon, and he's older and all these different things. But Gordon is not bad looking at all. He has a real groovy spirit to him. I like Gordon. I thought he was cool. I think he's very upbeat. He is a very youthful presence. We like Gordon. And, when he ends up meeting people, someone called me G. I said, come on, G. So I got a good feeling from him. And I'm going to tell you, I got a good feeling from him, the type of feeling that we get from Greg Leaks. And everybody loves Greg Leaks. There's been times in the past we be madder than at Nene, but we never, ever stopped loving Greg. Even when Greg was raggedy, I mean dirt down, dog out raggedy. When him and Nene went through what they went through, we never stopped loving Greg. Greg is just that dude. We love Greg Leaks. We do. He is one of the many males in the reality TV circuit. We just love him. We love Greg Leaks. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Just like we all love Ray. Karen, child, you be a fan of Karen. Sometimes I'm a fan of Karen. Sometimes I'm not. Most times not. But I got a thing for Karen. Karen makes me happy on the inside, even when she getting on my nerves. But we all love Ray. Ray is just cool. We just love Ray. Ray is cool. You have those husbands that are in the franchises that you just love. But Greg Leaks is top of the line. Everybody loves Greg Leaks. Period. That's just the way it is. And I think it's going to be the same way for Gordon. I think people are going to really like Mia's husband. He is groovy to me. He really is. And yeah, not overdone, not trying to be seen, just a cool dude. And I said we like G. But anyway, So he's, working the house, running the house, and we found out basically he literally is he's a businessman who literally built his business, built it strong, and now he's home, living his best life and letting the business work for him. That's how business is supposed to work. You're not supposed to work your business. You don't go build a business for you to work. You're supposed to work the business, build it, and then the business work, and then you go and you make money while you're sleeping. That's a successful business. And that's where he is. He's living his best life, raising his children. And that's like a dream to be at an older age and have not really at an older age with younger children, but to be able to freely raise your children stress free from work. Like you ain't worried about work. You able to be hands on with raising your children. That's what most people would love to be able to do that, because most people don't. They struggle through these years with their children because they're trying to get their thing going. So he's living his best life. And then she is really like power pushing through and doing her thing at this point. So she's, more out there and everything. But when we see her coming into the house, then their house is beautiful. It's a penthouse. Really, really nice. Really nice. That outfit that Miss Mia came in the house in, and it was just a regular work outfit, all neutral colors. She had this nude pump and these slacks and just clean. Nothing she had on was overdoing anything else that she had on. It was just a very well thought out, well put together outfit, all in a neutral color. And it just, when I tell you, the broad was clean. She was clean, clean, clean. I said, ugh. And then when they panned down and the pump, I said, Miss Thing, come on through here, Miss Mia. Come on through here, Miss Mia. That was a mean old nasty piece of neutral and a new part of it was plastic. It was like the clear and a new pump. Clean. She was clean. Clean as hell. I was like, come through. Badass trench coat. Nasty. But yeah, that Gizelle, pay attention to Mia. That's what you be trying to do. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Sharp. But yeah, we see the baby is spoiled. Baby girl, spoiled. And you look at her, she looks just like a mesh of the two of them. She looked like her daddy and she looked like her mommy. Girl, but she's spoiled. Oh, she's spoiled. Baby, they said, we don't have any sprinkles for these cupcakes, honey. And her face, she said, what? Honey, and went to crying and ran out of there and closed up. I said, yeah, y'all need to get on that right away, honey. No, ma'am, sis. Spoiled as hell. But they went there and talked to her, told her, girl, it ain't that deep, honey. And she stopped crying because she knew it wasn't that deep, honey. I said, oh, no, child. Anyway, oh, no, baby. No, 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 no. One drama queen to a castle, honey. I got it covered. That would never do, honey. I was like, y'all need to get that out of her all right now. Right now. But yeah, she running things. About them sprinkles. She was mad as hell, honey. Anyway, moving on. Then we go over Candace's house. Candace is doing her thing. She's working. She has an acting gig. She was actually working on a pilot. She was on, her hair was cute on the pilot too. I usually don't like when the part be way down. When they do them parts, some side parts be way down. Why is that part way down there? But it was done right. And it was a real low side part, but it was done right and it looked really good. I said, girl, whoever that is, that's who you need to go to as your hairdresser. Because they had hooked you up there. Her hair looked good. Her makeup was it was a lot of makeup. But she was playing a stepmom in the pilot. So I think the extra makeup was to give her an older look, and it was working because she had a lot of makeup on, but her hair was short. Anyway, moving on. So she's doing that. She's doing this pilot. She's done some other acting gigs. She's going to school, trying to yank up her MBA, so that's cool. And she's also working on her music. Michael sold the restaurant, now I remember that, but he is actually managing her at this point. they are basically they're doing well. They're doing well. Mama didn't really know that Michael was managing her, so I don't know where that's gonna go. Don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure she'll have something to say about that. But anyway, so that's that. Then we go over, take a little trip over to Ashley's house. Ashley and her mother seem to be in the best space that we've ever seen them in, and I think a lot of that has to do with Baby Dean. That has really drawn them close, and I don't think it's really fake for television and all that. I think they are really in a good spot. Somewhat too good. They sit up there talking about sex with Michael. I was like, ugh, yuck. But anyway, and then they shady. They talk about the nanny. She said, girl, so she's like bringing in the nanny, like, because you know she's already had this other baby, and she's easing the nanny in. So the nanny's coming in like part time, so she's getting to know Dean and all of that. And I thought Nanny was a cute enough little young girl coming through. Johnny done shaded the nanny, honey. She said, aren't you glad, girl, that she's not like a supermodel type girl, like she's not figure eight built and everything. I was like, ain't nothing wrong with that nanny. I don't know what y'all was looking at. The nanny's okay. She ain't just overdone. She's dressed down. She go in there, put on some of Ashley's clothes. I bet you she could give you a run for your money, Ashley. She probably give you more than a run for your money, because you know your husband likes new puss. So don't be so cute, and don't be on here shading the damn nanny, honey. And then in the playback, see, come here, Ashley. Come in close, my love. You know these things got playback, right? You know right now we're watching in playback, and you have your nanny now in real time. So this was like episode 2. Hopefully you have a nice nanny, because I know some nanny type girls that just the fact that you made that comment and they're airing episode 2, by episode 5 they'd be lap riding your husband just because. Watch yourself, sis. Okay, get out my face. Anyway, you have to watch what you be saying about people. Okay? Watch what you say about people, especially when you playing the reality TV game. That's my PFA. PSA. I done said my PFA. That's what you might have to get out of here. It's my PSA, honey. That's my public service announcement. Watch the stuff that you say, honey, because people are actually going to see it in the playback. Don't be there three episodes down the line, honey, and have a wife-in-law. Anyway, honey. Okay, so let's go on. Moving on. So Gizelle and Robin. Robin goes over to Gizelle's house. Said this first time she's basically been there since all the work's been done and since the pandemic and all that. And the house is weird looking. It's weird. It's like, it has no appeal from the outside. None. It just doesn't look like anything really from the outside. Just a whole house. Don't look like much. And of course inside on the West Wing, which is this is the West Wing. It's disjointed. It looks nice. Both things look nice, but they don't go together. You can tell when you're walking from one part into another part. And the high school I went to, listen, the high school I went to Langley High School here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And my high school looked like a castle. It looked like a castle, and then there was a newer portion built onto the back, okay, of the school. Because it's like a landmark. The building's like a landmark. It's like they can't just go over there and tear it down or anything like that. So it looks like a castle. And then, like I said, they built an extension on the back. I always looked at stuff like that. I always looking at architecture and always looking at stuff like that because I'm a creative. So you can always tell when you go from the new building to the old building. That, for me, is not good architecturally. I don't think that's like a good job. To me, it's kind of like That's where you drop the ball. It should mesh, and it doesn't mesh. That's the feeling I got from her house. She calls it the West Wing, is the part that they actually built onto. And Robin said that it looks like a house built onto a house. And that's exactly what it looks like. You, even when they were filming, they were going through, things look totally different. One part looks old, and the other part looks newer. And that is not a good job. It shouldn't feel like that. It should feel like one house, period. When you have a piece built onto your house, it should feel just like the rest of the house. Just like your air and your heat should be the same. You should know when you're in different parts of your house and be able to say, oh, it's a little hotter over here, or it's a little colder over here, because this used to be. If you could do that, the work wasn't done well. It should completely mesh and look like one living space. Her house didn't do that. And exactly the first thing I thought of was Langley High School. I was like, oh, like we leaving out of the castle going into the new school. And that was, yeah, don't like it. It's not cool. It's not cute. But anyway, girl, I ain't got to live there, so it seemed like a lot of money for that not to mesh like that. But anyway, so they're talking about the whole thing. Oh, and the outside is just, ugh. Anyway, Jamal and her is a no-go, period. It's a no-go. That's it. That's all, period. They FaceTime Candace to fill her in on all the stuff that happened over at Wendy's house. So she knows about Mia. She knows about the argument that went down and all of that. All of that stuff. Gizelle sits there and she says some stuff that just digs the hole deeper with her and Karen. She says, I ain't think about no Karen. This, that, thing, and the other. And Karen ain't never going to own no home. She ain't never going to buy no house because she owes too much in taxes to be able to buy a house. And Ray will die before he buys a house. She coming for their goddamn finances again. And Robin was like, oh, don't say that, Gizelle, because she know that just piles on to what's going on. I said, Lord have mercy, but y'all is hitting each other, honey, under the belt. Now, speaking of Ray and old Karen, let's go on over to their house, honey. They over there talking. She's filling Ray in on what basically went down. She's saying, I think I went in a little too hard. You think? Because you did get that ball rolling. I went in a little too hard, and I'm just looking. I think she's kind of hurt, and I think she has misplaced anger. The stuff with Jamal just didn't go well. It didn't go well the first time. She damn near lost her mind and all of that, and then he came back and he gut punched her again. And I think she has misplaced anger, and she basically is putting it on to me. So what do? Do I throw her away, or what do I do? Do I just try to work with her? I said, okay. So Karen, again, I told you all last week, I said she ain't done with Karen. Karen's not done with Gizelle. When I heard her call her Jizzy, she ain't done with her friend. And that's all there's to it. So that was that. And Ray, Ray don't do nothing but say and shake his head. All right, Ray, go sit down. Go get you a grapefruit, put some sugar on the child. Anyway, moving on. We're going on over here to Wendy's house. Wendy had a dinner party for her family. And listen, the food over at Wendy's house looked so good. It was like Nigerian food. I've never had Nigerian food. But when they were like actually panning around and she was saying how, she doesn't really get to make these specific dishes because it's always too spicy, for her American friends. It's Nigerian cuisine, and listen, I am, y'all know, I am totally here for spicy. I live for spicy. And as I was looking around, I was like, baby, listen, these dishes look delectable, honey. Everything looked so tasty to me. I was like, okay, Wendy. Food looked really good. Child, then the mama starts. I said, Wendy's mother takes me down the lane, honey. I was like, oh, there she go, honey. Still more of this. Mama's not so settled on, what she wants to do with her career and all these things. I ain't even talking about that no more. I was over that last season, child. Mama drove me nuts. But Mama now, I said, We know you got an issue about keeping up with the Joneses, even when the Joneses are yours, your Joneses. She's sitting there and she's like, I want to have a boob job now. I said, oh, I see you, lady. I'm not going to go in on her because this is Wendy's mother, so I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be just as respectful with her as we are with Mama Joyce and different things like that. So we ain't going to drag Wendy's mom. We're not going to do that. But I see you, sis. Have a seat. Have a seat. Told them, honey, she want her a boob job. She gonna give them till December to pay for it, or she gonna sue them. I said, oh. And I just took, and I sat over here, and I was gonna shut my fat ass mouth and mind my business, in an effort not to drag Wendy's mother, honey. I'm just gonna go ahead. So Wendy decides she wants to. I love the packaging, but she's doing a candle line. And her mother told her, you know what? I support her. We don't do this in our country, but I support you. It's cool. So I'm thinking this is nothing but her building more onto her what she already has going on. She ain't turning over what she does to make no goddamn candles. So I'm like, child, okay, cool, Wendy, we get it. We get it. You playing in our face with it, but that's cool, girl. We'll buy the candles, no problem. And Eddie actually has questions because she did, like she said, I did all the fun stuff, all of the marketing and all that. She got all that, some of that stuff done, and the packaging and all that, and developing the candle. But Eddie got to help her with the actual, the real marketing and the real business side of it. Plus, she need about another 20 grand. And Eddie doesn't. He's not so convinced that she is as in as she should be for him to drop his 20 grand on it. So Eddie got questions, but we all know that Eddie does what Wendy says. Wendy put that thing on him, and he does what Wendy says. So that's that. So let's go on over here. Karen went on over to Ashley's house. I said, oh, well, they really in a good space. She went on over to her house. She invited her to the ceremony. She's having a party. It's Karen's love party. It's like a precursor for her renewal of the vows. It's like a little house party. She invites them over, and she told her, you know, you can bring Michael with you. I said, oh yeah, y'all really in a good space. Let's talk about that confession outfit a little bit. That Karen, that's ugly. I seen it last week, and I just kind of didn't say much about it. That little white outfit is ugly. It's ugly. The wig is ugly. The dress is awful. It's off, and it doesn't fit right. The whole bustier corset piece is it's too high, and it's ugly. It is. The collar is too long. The height on the collar is too much. And girl, you look like you're wearing a straight jacket. A straight jacket with blue sewn sleeves, honey. It's just ugly. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And that wig is the worst. It's so Pop-Tartish. Just look like the queen of ice chips, honey. I said I don't like it. It's ugly. It's awful. So that's that. I had to get it out. Ashley asked her, girl, what is Sing Sing, honey? What does that mean? She said, you know I got a sense of humor, and everything was so heavy. I just said Sing Sing. I know it's a jail, but I just said Sing Sing. I was like, girl, a mess. A mess. So that was that. So then she hasn't actually met Dean. Dean doesn't know her. So she was waiting. She's like, where is he? He was asleep. Honey, he woke up. Dean come out, baby. He's looking at her. Then Ashley throws shade at Karen. Says, you know, he's good when he wakes up. She lied. He looked at just as shady, like he couldn't really be bothered. She put him down, honey, and he's looking. He looked at Karen's face, honey, and gave her, that's Hansel and Gretel. That's that lady from Hansel and Gretel, honey. He looked at her some more, and then he really looked at her, and he said, it's Annabelle. Ah! And he started crying. Ooh, he gave her, honey, it's Annabelle. Honey. And she grabbed her coat and she's like, okay, I'm out of here, honey. I'm leaving. She's like, don't let the baby run you away. She's like, oh no, he's running me away, honey. She ran right on out of there, honey. I said, oh, and he didn't stop crying until she left. I said, oh. I fell out. I was pretty tickled. Anyway, moving on. So Candace ends up getting an invitation and she just kind of looked. She's like, and now, you know, Candace's little stepdaughter is shady boots, honey. She said, you want to go? She said, no. She said, me either. Let's eat the candy, honey. I said, oh. Ate the candy. I was bossing. Don't eat it until after you had your dinner, honey. But we ain't eat the candy now. I said, girl, a mess. Gizelle threw the whole thing in the garbage. Robin and Juan both was like, no, count me out. Why? Why? What y'all got to do with it? I didn't like that at all. I was like, that's shady. That was shady. And if I was Karen, once I said, guess who I would never invite to anything again? Juan and Robin. I would never invite their asses back to anything else because they had no reason to decline the invite. But Karen had already said she understood if they didn't come because they got their face so far up Robin's tushy, honey. I mean, up Giselle's tushy. And Gizelle, like I said, threw hers in the garbage. But I was like, that was shady as hell on their part. They had no reason to decline. None. Absolutely none. It had nothing to do with you all. I was like, okay, whatever. Moving on. So then we got Gizelle and her daughter Grace doing the confessional. That Grace is beautiful. She really is. She's a beautiful, beautiful young lady. And I was looking, and the way that she carries herself, and she's getting more and more camera time as things go on. And I said, you know what? I was saying Gizelle should be really, really proud because she really does handle this well. And she just a sweet young lady is just beautiful. And I said, you know what? As much as we see her and the capacity we're seeing her in, Gizelle she can move the chips a little bit over there at Bravo. I said, there's the answer to your question. She is proud of her, and she wouldn't be showing her if she didn't. She wouldn't, you know. But she just handled it so well. And then we see her with all three of her girls, and she's trying to give them dating advice, honey, and they're all smarter than her. Are you smarter than your mammy? Yes. Because she's trying to give them dating advice, and they're all telling her, we don't want it. We don't want any dating advice from you, honey. You don't know how to date. You don't know how to break up. You don't know how to conduct yourself while you're dating. No, girl, we don't want no parts of it, honey. Netflix or Hulu, baby, you do. No, baby, we don't want none of it, honey. So I said, them girls is all smarter than their mama, honey. I said, Lord have mercy. Anyway, moving on. Let's go on over here to Karen's for the love party. So right away at the love lunch, everybody, Gordon and Ray hit it off like that. They just hit it right off. And everybody who came through that door who made Gordon's acquaintance just clicked with Gordon. I told you, Gordon's going to be like, I think he's going to be like the Greg Leaks. Because everybody just kind of just took to him. And then, you know, Ashley showed up without Michael. Ashley's like, look, I want to have fun. I'm about to have this baby and everything. I want to have fun. I ain't got time for all this drama. So I'm going to leave this fool at home. Period. So she been leaving him home. Candace showed up, her and Michael, and I was like, okay, she's taken the grown-up approach. And she came in, and the funny part, you know, she's been fussing and carrying on. When they came in, when her and Karen embraced, you could tell they both missed each other. They really did. And I'm glad that she did it. It's like, you know what? Give it another try. If it don't work out, then you go from there. But y'all miss each other. And that's part of the problem. That's why you've been so angry. Because you really do like Karen. And Karen really does like Candace. Did they make the right decisions? Probably not. Not on both ends. Because they both spoiled rotten heifers. So, yeah. And then y'all butted heads. Give it another shot. If it don't work out, hell, then you can go back to whatever that is you're going back to. Period. But when they embraced, you could tell, you could feel it through the screen. They literally were like missing each other, and they both like exhaled. I was like, that's good. She invited Karen over to the house. Karen was in the midst of trying to invite her out to have lunch to talk, and she didn't invite her to the house, honey. I said, look, see, look at that. Look at that. Look at that there. Black girl magic. I was like, I was here for it. It was a sweet, it was a tender moment for me. And I was like, I like it better than that fighting they was doing. So anyway, that's that. Um, Mia, Mia, Mia Messy. She already in there talking about getting her clitoris worked on and stuff. And she made the statement, child. She said, "Yeah, I never had any vaginal births." They were talking about Ashley. She said, "Are you scared?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm nervous, everything." She's like, "Girl," she said, "I ain't never had no vaginal births, honey." She said, "I had three planned out, well planned out, dated, honey, cesareans, and done deal." And she said, "But I had to have my clitoral work." She said, "Girl, because you know, Mama had that thing beat up a little bit too much." I said, "Oh, does she think that's cute?" I said, "Girl," and all the girls was giving. I said, "Okay." And then she started talking, and she flip flopping, because remember she was so in love with Gizelle before. Now she flip flopping back. See, she done got over there on that phone with Karen, and Karen said, "Well, I didn't have that information before about the stuff about her wishing Ray dead and stuff. So I'm questioning her character." Honey, Wendy was like, "No, sis. Why are you backpedaling the pussy popping, honey? Because you were so in love with Gizelle. This, that, thing, and the other." And she's like, "Oh, but I didn't have that information back then." Wendy was like, "But after you got the information, you asked her for a phone number. What you talking about, sis?" Hmm. So, baby, the two of them got to having some exchange and got a little heated, honey. Wendy gave her, "Girl, listen, don't put your hands in my face now." She gonna say, "Well, my hand is in your face. What you gonna do?" Honey, Wendy looked around like, "Girl, how about I whoop some of your ass? How about that?" And Wendy was like, "Miss Thing, this is what we're not gonna do. Miss Thing, don't come for me. Do not come for me, Miss Mia." I said, "Oh." So, honey, they was like, "Oh, okay, y'all. We can't have no more of that, honey. We not having no more putting the hands in the face. Last time that didn't go so great." I said, "Yeah, girl." I said, "Did your butt start hurting? Um, did your head start hurting? How was you feeling right just then, Candace, when you seen them hands get to going on?" I said, "Girl, did it bring flashbacks, deja vu whenever I'm with you? Pop, 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 honey." Anyway, so they calmed that down real quick. And then they all went on out, and then they had some fun. This was fun. They had some fun. They played like this Newlywed game, and they were asking questions and keeping, answers. They were, just like the Newlywed game. Answer, see which couples answered properly. And everybody had a person with them except for Ashley. So Ashley actually did the question, so everything worked out really, really well. And it was fun. It really was fun. Um, they got down and they got to some of the questions. They said, "Child, Wendy and her husband won. Mia and her husband came in second place." But no, the girls do not believe. They don't believe because they said, well, one of the questions was, "Where did you meet your mate at?" And Gordon and Mia met at the strip club. And Mia said, "But I was just a bartender." None of the girls believe that. They do not believe that she was just a bartender at the strip club. And the funniest line of the whole episode came right before it went off, honey. When that Candace got up in that confessional, she said, "Girl, I don't know." Ashley was like, "See, now that all makes sense." She said, "See, because strippers always have to bust it open and break it down and do all that on stage. And that would cause you to need your clitoris rejuvenated." She said, "But no, not bartending." Honey, and then, like I said, the funniest line of the whole episode came when Candace said, honey, "Girl, child, if you were just a bartender, honey, then I'm a white man." Baby, when I tell you I about fell off of this couch, fell out. I said, "Candace, you shake." A mess. Listen, I told y'all, Potomac got it going on. I'll see y'all next week. Later.